dudes.
Oh, hello.
I saw dudes.
Another week.
I feel like I haven't left my house in a week.
I haven't.
Wow. Accomplishments.
I was kind of half jokingly telling you need to get in like another car accident or something so we have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally nothing going on except Sunday. I have a live magic show that I am attending.
Stop. Why?
Is it our guy?
Our absolute guy, Justin Willem, Magic for Humans, $25.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Oh,
That was like a work thing.
No, it's a Zoom magic show that he's putting on. It's an hour long.
I'm Googling this right now.
Magic for Humans.
I'm super jealous and also pissed that you didn't tell me this was happening.
Just buy a ticket.
Sold
The best
out.
part about Justin, he's got shows all over. He's got shows all the time. Mine's Sunday right before the games start.
11 p.m. Pacific. Okay, I could do that.
Are you going to be in the Zoom with me now, Smithers?
Right.
Let's go.
I don't know how this works though. Like, does he take like audience questions and shit, or is it just like he mutes everybody?
No, I'm pretty sure he's going to be very. I feel like he's going to be very interactive. That's just what Justin does, and it's part of the magic show.
Only since I know Erica won't listen to this, I'm buying your tickets for this for Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay, nice. So it's my one buddy Connor Singleton. He bought tickets to it, and he said he loved it. He thought it was great.
I mean, Justin Willman is hilarious and very good at magic, so what's not to like?
It's just an hour-long show.
Yeah, we've seen Magic for Humans. He's brilliant, and he's super funny and very casual, and yeah.
Oh, straight up absolute knockout of a show. So good. The Invisible one, where he turned somebody invisible, went viral. That was also he posted a Bernie meme of him in the Bernie chair, turning him invisible. It's great.
Is that the most like burnt out meme within the first 3 days of all time?
Burnt out Bernie. I've never seen anything
Within the shortest amount of time.
There were so many different ones. Like usually you see them recurring and then it starts to branch out, but nope. Fire meme, like ablaze, went everywhere.
The light that burns brightest burns shortest. So
very true. But
it's sad. What else is going on this week? What are you boys up to?
I
was going to ask a question. I totally just lost my train of thought.
You did ask a question. What else were you up to? I'm going tubing too.
I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of on tilt since you showed me that Psycho Goreman trailer.
Psycho Goreman is all I can think about too, to be honest. I can't believe we didn't review that. It's right in our absolute wheelhouse.
I didn't know it was a thing until today.
That was the one I didn't watch.
Well, it just came out today, and the trailer released like 2 months ago, and I'm sure that I like clicked past and was like, "This looks absolutely dumb as shit." But
Mark, you actually have to watch it.
I'm
watching
watching
the trailer.
Oh Jesus, that looks fucking brilliant. But
Psycho Goreman, like just how it sounds.
So, 2 little kids under 10 years of age discover like a rock underground. They're digging. They discover this rock and this alien. And apparently, if you hold this rock, you are in control of this murderous alien.
His name is Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman.
PG for short. So PG has to listen to whoever has this rock. And it's like 9-year-old girl has it. So she's like, we're going shopping. We're going to do a makeover for you. But also he's all the entire time he's telling people like, I will bathe in your blood.
It'd be a lot better if you were dead.
This 9-year-old girl. It looks fucking brilliant. I can't wait to watch it.
I love how
can he make any of his own decisions?
Apparently not.
No.
I think it has like he can say whatever he wants, but he has to do whatever the person who holds the rock tells him to do.
It's just very deadpan and right up my alley specifically. Like just I've just been playing over in my head like I will bathe in your blood, and he's wearing like this ridiculous outfit that this girl put him in.
Yeah, he's like a cowboy outfit.
Yeah.
But he's a huge Megadeth alien who's a psycho. Literally, that's his first name is Psycho Goreman.
Agreed. Yeah.
I feel like a
The
lot
end
of
of the trailer right now is just like big psycho.
yeah. I feel
Big
like
Goreman.
if you were to compare the same amount of like costume design, it'd be like the Power Rangers to a
It's
certain
very
degree.
much, he looks like Ivan Ooze from the first Power Rangers movie.
Dude, that little kid at the end that's like, it was nice meeting you. And he's like, it's nicer meeting you if you were dead.
Jesus, you were dead. I'm in for
Now
it.
you understand where I'm coming from with this movie. It's
Ooh.
alley.
We are going to review it next week. I think we have to. Just
I think we kind of have to. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
a
know if
Patreon
anybody will
review.
watch it or anybody will watch it, but I digress. You'll notice, gentlemen, my background has not changed because the Packers won.
I have the Packers.
Who's going to be facing off in the Super Bowl in 3 weeks? Brick.
I want Buffalo and I want Tampa Bay, but I think it's going to be Buffalo Packers.
Why do you want Tampa Bay?
Because fuck the Packers and fuck
Okay.
you, Smithers.
Like
Just
you're
a spite.
thing. Okay,
Mhm, straight spite.
That's
I'm the
better.
only one that
Oh, I think Tom Brady deserves another one because he doesn't.
No, but I do like the fact that it's just like Tom Brady is he takes the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who haven't made the playoffs in 10 years, to the Super Bowl and wins it. That's pretty dope. I mean,
He's already the GOAT, like the resume GOAT. He's not the best quarterback of all time. He's the most winning quarterback of all time.
who's the best quarterback of all time
Aaron Rodgers.
in terms of just skill?
I'm talking like, okay, so in ways that you can break this down by statistics, like Aaron Rodgers has, I think, the top 2 QBR seasons of all time. Like at his best, Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady ever was.
That one year where he had Randy Moss and he had like 50 touchdowns. What's the most touchdowns Aaron Rodgers has had in a season?
Aaron had 48 in the regular season this year and only 5 picks.
Right. And so do you know how many?
I don't know how many picks Brady had that season, but also he had Randy Moss. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that season was insane, but also doesn't mean anything. They went undefeated in the regular season, then got beaten by Eli Manning in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Ain't a thing without the ring.
Mark,
Are you guys nervous because I'm the only one with 2 teams left?
I'm sorry?
I said, are you nervous because I'm the only one out of us with 2 teams left? Who do you have? The Bills?
I have the Bills. I'm
right?
gonna say I'd have to look back at my notes. I know I have the Bills.
You have Bills and Bucks. I have the Packers.
Yeah.
No, I have the Bucks. I have the Bucks. I have the Bucks and the Chiefs.
I will pull this up right now.
Okay, you have the Bills and I have the Packers. It's gonna be Bills Packers, like I said. You're gonna be the odd man out.
No, it's not.
Mark, you have the Chiefs and the Bucks. I have I only have the Bills left. Brick, you only have the Packers left. I don't think there's any shot in hell of the Bucks win the Super Bowl. I don't think they're a very good team. I know that Vita Vea is coming back this week, and dude, he hasn't played since like week 6. He's not going to be able to be out there for more than 30% of the snaps, and he's not going to make a difference anyways.
Hypothetically, this is a long shot, guys, but if the Chiefs beat the Bills and the Bucks beat Green Bay, what do we do with that? You guys should have to do something because I picked 2 teams that are in the Super Bowl.
You can get fucked.
Pretty sure that's what.
Fuck you guys.
Didn't that happen last year?
No,
I don't remember. I don't remember more than what happened like a week ago. So don't ask me that. Rick, I swear to God, it looks like you're drinking like High C or Kool-Aid or some shit.
What is it?
Hold that glass up.
It's white Merlot, Doug. Have some class.
Straight THC
THC.
with a little bit of Mio energy in it.
Nope, that's for the water. Big Yeti,
Yeah,
as we learned, is apparently headquartered in Texas.
I got my old fashioned here. I even did some orange peel in there, even though you can't really see it.
Are you doing the old fashioned thing now? I feel like you just started to do those a lot.
So my wife, her company sent us kits, and they sent us some bitters and bourbon. So obviously, I'm gonna make old fashions.
Wait, did you say a kit and you just named 2 ingredients that are pretty basic to have?
They also had like a cocktail
orange in there?
maker, cocktail glasses, like a muddling. I don't even know what you call it. A muddler.
Do you use it? Do you use the muddler?
Not for this. You don't need to. You forget that I was a bartender for a long time.
I never
know how to
bartended.
make cocktails.
Yeah, because it was at Lefties that nobody went to.
I bartended at 7 different bars in my life, not just in Charleston, not just in shithole Charleston.
Nope,
You were the guy that if they didn't ask for a beer, you would give any other drink order to somebody else. You'd be like, "Yo, you got this. You make this."
You know what the worst thing was? Is we would throw up like on the specials board, like
You'd actually puke on it.
$5 well doubles, and people would just come up and be like, "Hey, can I get a well double?" Like, what do you think a well double is?
Yeah, they didn't tell you exactly what they want.
No, well liquor. For anybody watching this who isn't a huge alcoholic, a well liquor is just basically like the bottom rung of shit, like the no-name brands. So if you ask for a well double, like you need like a rum and coke, and you just get the shitty rum and coke, and you
Sailor
get
Jerry.
Yeah. No, Sailor Jerry was on the shelf. It was not
actually,
not in the well.
Sailor Jerry fucked me up one time.
What about for vodka? Would it be Skull?
Probably anything that comes in a
Burnett?
plastic container would definitely be in the well. So, Mark, what are you drinking? Is that beer?
It's a sour porter. Well, it's a porter, but it has like berry notes and shit in it.
Interesting.
I don't know how I feel about that. I love a porter. I love a sour. I've never mixed the two.
It's not bad.
Anyways, alcoholism. Mark, did you give me your Super Bowl picks?
I think Chiefs are going to win it.
Chiefs versus Bucks.
I might as well just say Chiefs versus Bucks. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I think it's going to be Packers Bills, and I think the Bills are going to win.
So do I. Bills all the way.
Large Green Bay Packers fan. This is the best I've felt about this team since about 2010. So, granted,
I think the Packers will be in it. I think it'll be Packers Chiefs.
See, now they're all saying, though, they're going to get blown out by the Bucks, just like they did.
Really?
In 7.
The only reason I don't say that is because I think they should have fucking ran over the Ravens, and they didn't. After that game, I was like, I don't think they have it in them to get to the Super Bowl.
Ravens were the hottest team coming into that game. Like besides the Bills. Yes, dude.
So
Lamar
the Bills won 6 straight, and the Ravens had won 5 straight. So it was pretty much.
But the Ravens were the Ravens and Bills were both stomping people too. That was the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that time, you would have said that the Chiefs have lesser of a chance to make it to the Super Bowl than the Ravens. You felt the Ravens had a better shot at getting to the Super Bowl than the Chiefs?
No, but they were playing better football at the time.
Okay. I'm just wondering why now would you think the Bills have a better shot at getting to the Super Bowl than the Chiefs?
Because Patrick Mahomes is hurt and
toe injury.
The man.
Stephon Diggs is just ripping through defenses.
Chiefs haven't covered a spread in like 9 straight games, and
Tyreek's going to go off.
They're just playing to the competition that they are up against.
I also think that it's more of a statement for the Bills defense to have absolutely stomped and obliterated Lamar Jackson from scoring any touchdowns at all.
3 points.
3 points. I think that's the difference maker between the Chiefs and the Bills is that defense is playing with something to prove.
Sure. What doesn't matter is this, because by the time most people hear this, it'll already be Monday and the Super Bowl will have been decided.
Yeah.
Although I hate that they're taking 2 weeks off between the championship games and the Super Bowl.
It's 2 weeks?
Well, it's a week. One weekend that they take between games, which sucks, especially this year because there's not even a Pro Bowl and there's nothing else going on.
Imagine the outrage if it was actual like 2 weekends. Like people would fucking lose it.
Nuts.
You see my reaction when I thought it was 2 weeks? I was like, what the fuck?
This is a really dark time for Chicago sports unless you're a White Sox fan. Literally the only glimmer of hope in Chicago right now for sports is the White Sox. Everybody else sucks. The Cubs are blowing it up. The Blackhawks below. The Bulls are in rebuild mode. They'll be okay. The Bears stink. They're
Bulls have
losing.
been in rebuild mode for 20 years. It's been
Yeah,
brutal.
but now
Last
they
time
have
they
an
had,
front office that doesn't suck.
that we know of, who knows?
No, Arturis was really successful in Denver. I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, Denver is.
They brought in a coach that actually knows what the fuck he's doing instead of a guy that hangs a literal punch clock, a literal punch card time clock on the fucking wall. Jim Boylan, are you shitting me? They gave him an extension. You know why you give a coach an extension? Because you think he's going to leave. Who the fuck else in the NBA would have been dumb enough to hire Jim Boylan? Nobody.
Yeah, Garpax. Well, that was a fired up with Smithers sports.
Have you guys been watching the Bulls at all?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Dude, you see how good Zach LaVine is? It's kind of ridiculous. They're just like so. I know, but they're so young and stupid. Like they could be really fucking good if they didn't just make stupid freaking moves during the game.
They're
He's so
still
good,
a number one guy away from competing. So
yeah,
whatever.
I feel like it will be like that for a while.
Sorry, I cut you off there, Mark. I just wanted to get this going.
Yeah.
Boys, I sent you some trailers. Rick, I know I won't even bother asking you, but Mark, I know I've asked you this before. Did you ever read Invincible?
I have not read Invincible. I plan on it, but no.
So good. It's such a good comic. It's Robert Kirkman, who is most famous for doing The Walking Dead. He's done a bunch of stuff since then. Now going to an animated show on Amazon Prime. And we got a release date, March 26th, which is not that far away. Very exciting. Apparently, they're going to release 3 one-hour episodes on March 26th.
Nice.
Then they will subsequently release 1 episode every Friday, kind of like they did with The Boys.
And WandaVision and Mandalorian. And this seems like it's the new way of.
I like the
luring
2-episode
people in.
thing. I like just 2 episodes getting released at a time. If it's like a 30-40 minute show,
I don't
think
mind this 3.
On like a sweet spot. I think if you have 10 episodes, drop 4 of them, get people hooked, then they'll come back. I don't think 2 is enough. I don't know if 3 is enough.
Depends on what you're bringing to the table, because there are some shows that are just like, oh, and just grab
Like
you
The
right
Boys.
from the get-go.
Yeah.
And if there's
We're
someone,
in an age right now where everyone's attention span is the shortest it's ever been, right?
yeah. What?
I feel like you got to have that grabber out there. But
Yo, guys, I guess Joe right now, our DM, is playing some Star Wars Squadrons right now, and we're not supporting him. Is he Twitch streaming?
he is, and a little inside
Wow.
baseball here. I told him to let me know when it started, and then he never texted me back.
Oh my god, that's even worse. Elise, I see you in the chat. Let him know.
He's been watching us.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, that's true.
Who's the real piece of shit here?
So unsupportive while you're watching our show.
No. I appreciate the support.
And don't even say you're on 2 devices. I know you're just on your phone right now and you chose to click our show to watch while Joe is doing his Twitch thing.
She's watching him IRL. Duh.
Anyways, back to Invincible. We get a look at the character Invincible, played by a guy named Mark, voiced by Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead, and his
Stop
dad.
there for a minute.
What's up?
The thing I'm most excited for is when this show comes on, I can just close my eyes and pretend like J.K. Simmons is speaking to me and he's my father. And I can just pretend I'm Mark. I'm that guy.
I'm going to send a clip to your dad and be like, why weren't you a better father?
I just crushed him in Words with Friends. He is not talking to me for a month, at least.
People still play Words with Friends.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I stopped playing 4 years ago because I would just obliterate my dad. He wouldn't even show up to Father's Day because he knows I was waiting there with a cake that would just like spell Quee going down with like 108 points next to it on top of the cake. He was all pissed about it. So I'd rub it in his face, obviously.
I got to call Paul on this, man. As someone who has had conversations with both you and your father, who was an attorney for a really long time, and you, who for all intents and purposes is an idiot. How
Post-apocalyptic.
are you beating your dad at Scrabble?
Post-apocalyptic. You can't even say words, let alone spell them right, dude. There's no way.
Flummoxed by this.
He doesn't know the tricks of the trade, man. He doesn't.
He doesn't know look it up on the internet. Unscramble word unscrambler.
I'm a big guy of spelling short words, non-lengthy words, and just having like a row, like getting 4 words out of 1 word, if that makes sense. But they're all just little words. Like, like
you connect them to get
like qui or whatever, like QI. That gets you like 30 points usually if you hit a double word, whatever. Like he didn't realize that.
Of key.
Key. Is it key? Is it qui? Key?
I don't know.
It's a word though. It's QI.
Okay, so you don't know what it is. You just
just play it.
It
doesn't matter.
Mashes buttons like when you're playing a fighting game like Street Fighter 5. You're just mashing buttons.
No, I'm not mashing buttons. I know what to play. It doesn't mean I know what the word means, but I know it's a word in Words with Friends, so I play it.
You know what?
But anyways, hold on. I was crushing him like 4 years ago. I stopped playing him. I allowed him to get better over the last 4 years. I was over at the house the other day. I was like, hey, what are you playing? He's like, Words with Friends. I'm like, oh, I haven't played that in a long time. You remember those days? And I played him in a game, just crushed him by like 80 points. Done.
And you're just like, you see that qui, or whatever that fucking word is? It's like 40 points.
I know the definition of.
Done.
You're real bad. I can see you just like lording this over your dad because he used to make you mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Speaking of lording, head-to-head challenge, boys. Here's what we got. We got 30 seconds on the clock.
No.
Movies with swords.
The Sword and Stone.
King Arthur.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Berserk.
Berserk's
a movie. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yes,
I'll judge. You go, Smithers.
Okay. Avengers.
Fuck, what's that night? God, why can't I think of the night movie? A Knight's Tale. Fuck.
Knights of the Round Table.
Avengers.
Said already.
King Arthur's Court.
Both of them said already. You guys are both idiots.
A kid
There's 20 seconds left.
King Arthur's Court? No.
A kid in King Arthur's Court. Yeah, different. You're right. Smithers is up 2. Mark, you need 2 movies right now.
Zorro.
You need one more.
Batman Begins.
3 Amigos.
1-0.
Swords and 3 Amigos.
The 3 Amigos. I'm gonna look up the 3 Amigos. If the 3 Amigos has a sword in it,
Star Wars, laser swords.
Laser swords. Those are sabers. Those are not swords. I would not.
Dude, we need to settle this.
Allow it. The 3 Amigos. Is there swords in 3 Amigos? I can only look up pictures. There's guns. I see guns.
I thought they all use guns.
They do use guns. And
hold on. I thought there was a scene with a sword. Hold on. Let me find it.
That's a very broad question, by the way, because if it's just like, if you have Chekhov's sword in like a sword is mounted on the wall, then technically there's a sword in that movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Braveheart, bunch of swords in Braveheart.
Has there ever been a movie about fencing?
All right, I'll give it to Smithers. I don't think there was. It was just a really long gun.
It was just a really long gun. Nope. Okay. Point Smithers. Smithers, you're on the goddamn board. I think you're 3-0 against Mark. I don't think Mark has won yet.
I think we've only done this twice, though.
But you know, there was 2 rounds. There was 2 rounds the last time we played it. You won both of those. You're 3-0.
Spring these on us. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. Got to know.
All right. We were talking about Invincible. We'll just move on.
Wait. Is that like some sort of Superman spoof? Like not spoof, but like Superman. He's a Superman, but Superman's kid or some shit. He has like all the powers, right?
The basis of the story. His father is Omni-Man. The main character's father is Omni-Man. He is essentially Superman. You come to find some things out later in the story, but he is raising the main character, Mark, aka Invincible, to be the next big superhero. And what you saw in this clip, if you watched it, is kind of like J.K. Simmons is talking up Stephen Yeun, like, you can do this. You are actually invincible. You can do this.
Yeah, they're talking while throwing a ball across the entire world.
At the very end, what you see is Mark, the main character, going to talk to the guy who basically does costumes for people. But you have to pick your character name. So what you saw was the origin of him picking his character name in this clip that I sent to you guys.
Which I was kind of hooked when I saw it. When I watched it, I was like, minute 30, I'm in.
What you don't know about this from just watching the trailers that have been released is that this is actually a very gory storyline. It's very adult. People get ripped in half a lot. There's some fucked up stuff that happens in Invincible. And like I said, it's a Robert Kirkman book. Walking Dead, obviously, that's pretty fucked up. He's done a bunch of other really messed up stuff. I think that this is going to stick to that pretty well. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is still produced by Seth Rogen. And
oh, nice.
Obviously, you know how un-PC he is, or un-PG maybe even, but you get what I mean. Let's move on.
Psycho Goreman?
I don't have Psycho Goreman in my notes.
No. I just you said they keep it PG. Psycho Goreman.
Instead of that, what I put in my notes, Sky Sharks.
We're gonna need some Sky Sharks.
So this is Nazis riding sharks that can fly. That's it. That's all I got.
Basically, the guy who made Shark Tornado, what's it called? Sharknado?
Sharknado.
Was like, what if we just had, like, drop the tornado, add some Nazis, sharks can just fly. Fuck it. That's it. That's the movie.
Anything will ever replace, like, the ease of a nameless, faceless character the way that Nazis have been used?
Let's hope not.
No.
I think that's actually probably a really good way to put it, because that means that there would be some kind of weird insurrection. I can't imagine something like that happening.
Like a real life character, not like a fictional character, right?
Yeah. I'm not talking like, to replace that, it'd have to be like mummies come back from the dead and try to take over America.
You're a mummy, aren't you?
Mummies are the new replacement.
Those mummy ideals, motherfuckers, they're gonna get you.
Dude, they'd be trying to worship our cats and dumb shit like that. It's just not. They'd be trying to steal all our toilet paper again. And even we're just coming out of this pandemic, and all those wounds are so fresh.
Yeah, no, mummies would have been the worst case scenario if it hit in like March or April.
Man, they would remember.
Remember in April where people were generally like actually scared that they weren't going to have toilet paper to shit.
Imagine having to shower after every time you shit. That'd have been brutal.
It crossed my mind. Like, I don't care how much you don't give into that type of shit. It had to cross your mind, like, damn, maybe I gotta run to CVS right now and get some toilet paper.
Well, the thing is, like, all it takes is one person to start a run on toilet paper or paper towels or whatever, because somebody else in the store sees that and they're like, fuck, there's a run on toilet paper. Then they fill up their cart with toilet paper, and then, everything's just bedlam.
It's like the Bernie meme. Everyone's like, oh, fuck, I have a picture I could add Bernie in. Fuck yeah, I'm doing it.
The meme of all time. I'm surprised that he's not sitting in the background behind me right now.
Might be.
Right? Yeah, he probably is.
He doesn't even have a football team. He's probably a Green Bay fan. Last trailer this week. Mark, this is right up your alley.
Oh, it looks
for Winx, or I'm sorry, Fate: the Winx Saga. This is something that you're definitely going to watch and claim that you don't like, even though you're going to love it.
It's some Mary Potter type shit.
What's the difference between this and the Maze Runner franchise?
It doesn't have that one Dylan guy, whatever his name is.
Dylon.
His name's Dylan.
I love
top 5 greatest rapper in the world.
Dude, this looks really bad. It does. It's like if they took all the actors in Gossip Girls and then just brought in a bunch of other actors from England that have 18,000 points for their Starbucks rewards and just had them start a show together. This is what would happen. And if they were like, all right, think of this, Harry Potter, go. They would fucking make this show.
It's
Yeah.
really funny that you mentioned Gossip Girl because Erica recently watched all of that, my wife. And then she started watching like Pretty Little Liars or something, and I just keep asking her who the Gossip Girl is, and she gets so pissed.
Who killed that girl? Like, who was the one? And like, they're like, well, we don't know, obviously, even though it's been 12 seasons.
Well, I don't even watch it though. I'm just like, tell me who the Gossip Girl is.
Yeah, which one of these Gossip Girls is the Golden Girl?
Freak, and I'm just like, who's the Gossip Girl?
Oh, Pretty Little Liars is the one where like they try to hide they like throw the body over the cliff or something, or they like try to get rid of the body.
And I'm just like, what? How the fuck do these people keep getting away with it?
Yeah.
She's like, I think now that I know how it ends, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm like, what? Fuck me. All right. Anyways,
Watch it back.
move on to some actual news this week. There has been a movie delay Mageddon.
No.
This is a list of big name movies that have been announced to be moved back. Expect more because they haven't announced that Black Widow is going to be moved back yet, but I'm just assuming it's going to happen. So here's what's coming. It's moved back. No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, moving from April to October. Edgar Wright's movie Last Night in Soho moved from April to October. Ghostbusters to Afterlife moved from June to November. The Uncharted movie going from July to February of 2022. Fuck me. Morbius going from October to January. Kingsman moving from March to August. Quiet Place 2 moving from April to September. And one movie, Bob's Burgers, has been taken off the schedule entirely.
Ooh.
I feel like it's going to be a really dark 6 months for movies.
Not with Goreman coming up, but I will say the 6 months following that are going to be like glorious. I'd imagine all movies, like once they start to actually fully get back to releasing movies, and once we have a full slate of summer blockbusters again, we're going to be like, oh shit, this is out. Oh shit, this is out. Oh shit, this is out.
See, that's not how movie studios work, though, because what they'll do is continue to push stuff back in order to get a standalone release so that they can make more money.
But that's all, we only need one a week. That's all I'm saying.
They won't even do one a week, though. But like
with all these movies that are getting delayed, how is that not possible?
I don't know. I don't know how far back they're willing to push these movie releases. I mean, it remains to be seen. I made the prediction when they canceled all the sports that we were going to have an awesome fall, and we kind of did. I think movies are a little different, though.
Because they can just hold on to them until...
They really can. Like, Black Widow is evergreen, to use an industry term, I guess. Like, you can release that at any point because you already know what happens to Black Widow long term. This is a look back to her origin.
Okay.
So a lot of this stuff, like I'm just looking, Uncharted obviously doesn't matter. Ghostbusters doesn't matter. James Bond, sit on that forever. Morbius, nobody cares anyways. Like,
what about Fast and Furious? Weren't we going to get a Fast and Furious movie? And Vin Diesel last year was like, it's coming out. Like, this won't, no virus will be able to stop the Fast and Furious franchise.
Wasn't it for 9?
He literally was like, I want to go to China to promote this movie in the middle of a fucking pandemic. And
take me to the origin
in China.
Vin Diesel was out here saying, like, there's no way we're going to delay this movie. And then they pushed it back a full year. That's another one of these movies that's probably going to get delayed again, by the way. So
you can't delay the F9, dude. That's fucking trash.
Good luck.
Have you guys heard about? You guys been following with the Rockathon? Joey the dog has a blog.
I heard of that.
You want to plug it for your buddy right now?
Yeah, dude. He's doing every rock movie, doing a synopsis of it, giving a bodybuilder ranking, giving a rock rating, giving an overall movie rating, giving special scenes in the movie. It's actually awesome. I've been reading it and staying up with it. It's like one a day or one every 2 days. He posted in our Discord, and
there's the last one.
The last one was Hercules, and he talks about how
he do the Tooth Fairy.
He did do the Tooth Fairy. I'm pretty sure.
Right. I'll read that.
Yeah, he's getting through all of them. It's literally blog. He's like doing it. It's like 4 or 5 hours a day. He has to watch the movie, blog about it, and then get clips for it. I was watching the Hercules or reading the Hercules review. When Hercules just basically full pushes the Statue of Liberty style mega sculpture on this huge incoming army. Just awesome. Just The Rock being awesome and dope as fuck. So look for that. The Rockathon. Let's go.
All right, fair enough. Amidst all these movies being pushed back, we did have one that got actually pushed up 2 full months. Godzilla versus Kong is moving up to March.
Ooh,
that's exciting. We have some movie release. I guess if you're HBO Max, like you have to have something, right? You can't just be like, all this shit's getting moved back. You promised all this stuff. You have to have at least something released.
Right.
So, Brick, who you got? Godzilla or King Kong?
I feel like it's going to be Godzilla, but my man King Kong, I want to see some action. I want to see like them team up and then just fucking kill all the people, kill the army that's trying to kill them, and then that's how they do a real Rampage origins.
I've always been more of a Godzilla guy, but I see your point. I mean, fuck humanity. I'm fine with that.
Monkeys are super entertaining. Big Mothra guy, dude. Add yourself.
Big Mothra guy right here. And don't they like they all hate each other? But I feel like when it comes to like another thing that gets in their way, like a fucking giant gorilla, they'll get together and just fuck it up.
You're like the kid in grade school that was like, I really like Scrappy Doo. Nobody fucking likes Scrappy Doo.
I love Scrappy Doo.
Fuck out of here. Of course you do.
Dude, Mothra is tops. Elise, I agree.
Mothra's a sidekick at best.
Let's fucking go. She just releases like that dust that all moths carry at all time, like gets in fucking King Kong's eyes. Just fucking.
I'm so angry.
Start
I can't believe
chirping at him.
I can't believe Mark is good at words with friends. He literally says "fuck" every other fucking word. It seems like he's got no vocabulary at all.
I always start with fuck.
I've never tried to play fucking Words with Friends. I don't know. All right.
I don't think it plays.
It does.
All right. So let's
back
this Warner Brothers news. According to the Wall Street Journal, your boy Tenet director Chris Nolan says he's unlikely to work with the WB again in the future because of all of this, and he's citing the fact that Warner Brothers did not let these filmmakers know ahead of time they were going to start releasing stuff on streaming. Mark, defend your man, because right now he just looks like a baby back bitch.
Dude, I get he makes a lot of movies off of this, but it's kind of shady. Them not telling him, it is shady.
Don't you want movies to release on HBO Max?
Yeah, but I get why you wouldn't. I mean, he is one of the top directors when it comes to making a shit ton of money from the box office. And yes, I know we're in a pandemic, but at the same time, like, wouldn't you think there should be a discussion between the director that's putting out some of the biggest movies in the last decade versus the fucking
CEO of your company call you when he needs to make a decision?
If you're Christopher Nolan, you should.
No. Dude, Christopher Nolan does not have that kind of dick swinging ability. Fuck Christopher Nolan. No.
You're too one-sided with this argument.
No, Christopher Nolan is just butthurt that he can't get them butt rumbling seats for like when he filmed Dunkirk and just had like, you don't get that movie experience when it's just absolute butt.
You're the only one that's ever gone to one of those theaters. I didn't even know they existed.
No. I'm talking about like Dunkirk.
RTX stuff.
Like Dunkirk, and you need to have like that kind of scenario, and like you need the theater experience. This is an art. I create art. It's not meant for home watching. It's meant for theater experiences.
Is that a problem?
No, it's just like don't be
butthurt
about it.
Understand what the fucking characters are saying.
I mean, he like pioneered IMAX. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect?
The guy who was inventing IMAX cameras.
Whatever he brought, he was one of the first to do the whole fucking IMAX aspect ratio with the certain camera, all that shit.
Is that
why? Of course, he's gonna want his movies in theaters.
One of his movies in 80 millimeter. He's not
whatever.
I get that shit.
I get it. We all want to watch movies from our fucking house so we can fart
afterwards. Fuck Chris, I'm done with it.
The first IMAX movie was in was called Tiger Child in Japan at Expo 70.
Chris Nolan's Japanese, right? Last time I
I
checked.
I don't know. You're just being real judgmental right now.
1970s is when the first IMAX 70 millimeter cameras came out. So
Danny's had a little bit of whiskey right now, so I apologize for being so aggressive. But also,
dude, I get it. Yes, as the audience, we want to just be able to sit at home, fart in our couches, maybe put the blankie over our heads, waft it a little bit, depending on what kind of movie we're watching. But I'm also trying to see it from the director's perspective. Like, I created this movie. I've had such success, like, in the theaters with people. Like, I feel like I've changed lives from people going to the theaters and watching my movies on this specific format. And for a company that's making a shit ton of money off of your movies to just say, all right, we're just going to release it on streaming for one of the sole reasons to get more subscribers so they can make more money. I can see an argument.
Are they making a lot of money right now, or are they
fucking kidding me? You think HBO Max released that long list of movies because they didn't care about getting more subscribers?
Or because they were hemorrhaging money? Would it be because they couldn't make any money off of the movie because it wasn't being released and they were like, fuck.
All
this
right,
sucks, so make a deal?
Let me play devil's advocate here. If you're Chris Nolan, are you more concerned about making a movie that everyone will see or making money off of your movies? Because the way for more people to see it is to release it on HBO Max. Because nobody's going to go to the theater in probably all of 2021.
I can see the catch-22 there, but I honestly feel like there's a line there. It's hard to say that because I think he wants people to see his movies, but he wants people to watch his movies in a specific way. And that's not on a 60-inch screen in their homes. It's
his artistic integrity on the line.
I call horseshit on that because we saw Tenet in IMAX and it was unwatchable.
Made it worse.
It was, you couldn't hear a fucking thing that the characters were saying, and it was literally unwatchable.
But I'm pretty sure Tenet made more money being in the box office for that short time than Wonder Woman did from subscribers to HBO.
But what had more views?
Hang on. No. Let me stop you there. You have no way to substantiate that. You're just making that up entirely.
I can look it up. I swear I saw it in a headline.
They're not going to release that information.
Box office versus the amount of subscribers that HBO Max gets within a certain amount of time, because solely you would assume it's because of Wonder Woman. I think that's pretty easy to assume.
In that case, you're making the false assumption that people are subscribing to HBO Max specifically for Wonder Woman, and you can't make that assumption.
Okay, I can see your point there, but also I think you're reaching a little bit to think people would have subscribed on the day it came out because of other reasons than to see Wonder Woman.
We already talked about this though. Like, we talked about this about 3 weeks ago when Disney and HBO Max had to release their numbers for new subscribers for shareholders. Disney blew them out of the water, and it wasn't close. It was like five to 6 times the amount of subscribers.
They've been also out for significantly longer, and they have more content, I feel, already released at that point.
No matter what, we're not going to get an answer out of this. We're just arguing in circles, and that's fine because that's kind of what we do. But Chris Nolan is just coming out of this looking like a real crybaby, and that's the issue that I have. Like, my impression that I get from him is that he's worried about money, and he's a dude who's made hundreds of millions of dollars.
I would side more with Mark that it's about the way it's supposed to be viewed, the way he wants the consumer to view it.
Shouldn't he be more concerned about how these movies, like, everybody complains every time one of his movies is released in theaters, everyone complains that they can't hear what the fucking characters are saying.
Yeah. All right. Is James Gunn a baby back bitch too because he's unhappy about Suicide Squad going to HBO Max?
Yes.
Okay. So you feel that not just Christopher Nolan, because I know you hate him especially.
Baby back bitch.
Okay. All right. I'll give that to you then.
I feel as though these people are very separated from reality in that they're not the average person, the average moviegoer, the average viewer of a TV show even. where they're so segregated from reality that they're just like, no, imagine the ego you have to say, I made this thing. I want to decide how you watch it. I said the same thing about what's his face, Judd Apatow. He was complaining about Netflix possibly releasing like a speed control on their service where you could watch like at like 1.25 speed, 1.5 speed, 2x. When he starts bitching about that, like I understand that you're a creator and you want to have control over how people watch stuff. Not everybody views stuff the same way that you do, and you should be respectful of that. I appreciate that you're making stuff, but it's still a job and you're making millions of dollars to do it. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay. I think you also, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. I think from an artist perspective, because I know you're not artistic at all, that would be like me being a big abstract painter and then you taking it and putting it in a musty ass frame, and just distorting what I created. I could see the same relation to creating a movie and having a scene have certain pauses and cues and things like that. And then you're speeding it up and you may think like, oh, I'm just doing this because I need to get this movie in, when that person that made the movie is like, well, I did it that way because I wanted to have a certain effect on you. So I could argue with you a little bit on that.
No, I mean, to take the same side, shouldn't these same creators who say that you need to see something in large format like IMAX, shouldn't they be saying like, once it's released on Blu-ray or whatever, it shouldn't go to streaming because then people are just going to watch it on their phones, and I want them to see it only in IMAX.
Yeah, I guess.
Idea.
You hate Christopher Nolan. Just say it, dude. You hate him so much.
I want him to quit bitching. Like, shut up.
That's Hollywood, dude. It's fucking Hollywood.
Michael Bay. Michael Bay went through the same kind of phase where he bitched about everything, and everybody just started hating him, and that's where Chris Nolan is going. Let's move on. All right. We did get an update on who is going to be the villain in the upcoming Disney's Moon Knight series, and he's going to be played by Ethan Hawke. I should say we don't know who the villain is going to be just yet, although we do have some ideas. Are you guys big Ethan Hawke fans?
He was in Sinister, right? I think.
Yes. I think that was kind of his most recent big name kind of foray. Ethan Hawke was really big late 90s, early 2000s, and
that like trilogy love story, right?
I think he kind of fell off a little bit.
Training Day.
No, that's not.
I mean, that was early 2000s, right?
Yeah. Maybe late 90s. Let me see. Training Day was 2001.
Yeah. So he's been out for a while, but he's obviously got chops. He's a good actor. I'm good for that. The general consensus among the internet is that he's probably going to play a character named Profile, who basically looks at you and can tell what you're all about. And
he gives you an ocular pat down.
Yeah. Always Sunny reference. I appreciate that. He's kind of he doesn't really have big superpowers. Like, he's not strong. He can't fight really well. He just like looks at you and he's like, I know what you could do. So it's not really a great villain, but I don't know. We'll see.
You hate his face, then that's a perfect kind of person to have as a villain.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole like Willem Dafoe thing, and nobody likes to look at Willem Dafoe. You just want to look at him and be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Speaking of Willem Dafoe, there's a new Guillermo del Toro movie coming out, I'm pretty sure, with William Dafoe in there. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Just something to
you didn't give us
stew about. Nightmare Alley.
No background whatsoever. Yeah, there's a new Guillermo del Toro movie coming. I don't know what it is, but
Guillermo del Toro is awesome. He always has a very whimsical. What was the last movie Guillermo del Toro did? Anyone know?
Shape of Water that he won an Oscar for?
Shape of Water was awesome. I don't know. Was it the last movie that he did though?
I don't know.
Nightmare Alley is the movie I think you're thinking of.
Yeah, I said that.
I have no idea what it's about. It's coming out this year, supposedly.
There was a star-studded cast that I saw. I just had it up earlier and I couldn't find it right away.
An ambitious carny with a talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words hooks up with a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. That's what the movie's going to be about.
I'm intrigued.
The cast was really good. That's what I remember seeing, was that the cast was awesome, and it's Guillermo del Toro, so pumped for it.
Bradley Cooper's in it. Oh, Kate Blanchett. Willem Dafoe. Tony Collette's in it. All right, yeah, that is good.
I'm on board. Next bit of news, Brick, this is pretty much for you. The next Game of Thrones spinoff series is going to be titled Blood of the Dragon. So this is set around 90 years before the events of A Song of Ice and Fire. And this follows the hedge knight Sir Duncan the Tall as he roams Westeros with Egg, who is Aegon Targaryen the Fifth.
So is this Aegon, the old ass guy at the wall? Is that the same one?
So if we're thinking 90 years,
because his ass was old. His ass was old.
It couldn't be his. It probably wouldn't be his dad though, because that's like a 20-year difference. You have to assume. I don't fucking know.
But also kinda, because they could really do a lot of connecting from the original book source in terms of what they can bring from A Song of Fire. Either way, I like the concept that you already know so much about the families, all 7 kingdoms. You already have so much lore, if you will, that taking a regular knight with his, what's they called again? Not a shanty.
With his
squire. Just like 2 guys on the road, and you can make events happening around them that you can basically take previous, knowledge of those families, be like, oh, the Tullys are at war with somebody else, and you can kind of picture that a little bit more because you already have all that background knowledge and lore. So I'm all here for it.
That's fair.
So you guys are still confused about where this Aegon comes into play within like the tree of the Targaryens.
I mean, we're trying to figure out which Aegon it is. If it's the same Aegon who at the wall.
So Daenerys's brothers Viserys and Rhaegar. Rhaegar's son Aegon. Rhaegar had a son Aegon, and also Rhaenys. So he is the son. I think it's a he, right? He's the son of Rhaegar. I'm looking at the tree right now.
But there are. So this is Aegon Targaryen the Fifth. So there are presumably a lot of them.
Yeah, Rhaegar's son is, spoiler alert, JS. Yeah, pretty sure. So probably not the same guy.
I guess the bigger question here is like, do you guys have faith that they can make another Game of Thrones spinoff series and stick to landing? Because I don't have faith in that.
That's where the problem kind of started to pick up, was when they started to take away from George R. Martin and they went to the HBO writers. I think they said in the article that they are taking a lot of the source material from George R. Martin's different series of books. So there's a little glimmer of hope there. I mean, it's not in the same universe, but they're going to spin it that way, is what I believe. That's what I took from it.
Okay.
I have not the most amount of faith, but I do have HBO, and I think they can pull some things together. I think.
I mean, who are we kidding? We're going to watch it, and it's not spending off in TV Weiss, so we'll watch it. All right, last bit of news.
Honestly, I think. I think what really matters is how long this goes on for. I think it needs to be longer than 2 seasons. I think one of the best things that Game of Thrones did is build up these characters and these stories, like surrounding all these characters. And the reason why season 8 failed is because they completely did away with all that character development and all of those alternate storylines that we were getting, and just wrapped it up in a nice, neat little bow. I think they
They rushed it.
Yeah.
The final season.
So I would like, if they do it, I think they need to do a couple seasons, to do something that's worth watching.
But that's the difference, though, is they already have so much lore built up that they can do a 2-season, because they already have so much, built up in characters around that universe in itself. They can be like, oh, that's Ned Stark's dad or some shit. I don't know. They can build characters around that based off of what you already know. So I'm not
Ed Stark.
Dead Stark. Yeah, kill.
Oh, that's Ned. All right.
Nice.
Last bit of news. Matt Damon is reportedly returning for Thor 4: more Thor. And I can only assume that his cameo is going to be absolutely amazing. If you remember Ragnarok, he was the guy who was playing Loki in the play.
That was one of my all-time favorite cameos. Absolute chef's kiss. He was like so dramatic as Loki. I loved it.
All right, that's it.
I hope they like do something at the end with him. Maybe like put a dark twist on it where he like actually gets killed off. I bet Matt Damon's like, I'm not going to come back for one of these again. But like a scene where somebody's trying to kill Loki and thinks it's him, but it's actually like Matt Damon, just like with the back of his head facing him. They just like throw a fucking trident through his fucking throat or something. He turns
Damon.
around, it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
He's so funny.
Best.
We the best.
Worst.
The worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible. But thank you.
All right. Indulge me because I got to get something off my chest.
Go.
Mark, recently,
Yes.
they opened a D'Agostino's very close to us. And I love them. If you're in Chicago, you know D'Agostino's, the pizza place.
D'Agostino's.
I thought it was D'Agostino's.
Yeah,
Whatever. It's really close to Wrigley Field, the original one, I believe. They opened one out by me. I love their pizza. But I ordered
the wings
last Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
They charged me $1.50 as a pickup fee, not a delivery fee. I drove to them and picked up my food. How the fuck are you going to charge me for coming to your place to get the food that I'm already paying for? Not to mention the fact that I included a tip in this order, a tip for a delivery driver that didn't exist because I was going to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's shitty.
There's always the great debate of, do I tip if I pick up, or is it just like McDonald's and you make the food? You know what I mean? It's like there's a fine line there. So you went above and beyond and tipped because of obviously the industry and what's going on. You want to help out. That's what people have been doing. I've been doing the same thing. I'm sure Mark has as well. The $1.50 delivery fee is
Pickup fee.
Not even delivery. Yeah, no, that is a slap in the face. That's just like, I want to get $1.50 out of every order. If we have like 50 orders, if we get $1.50 in each order, we'll get like $75 more, and I'll be able to pay my employees. No,
And you just know that they're not passing that money along like to the workers. They're just, whoever owns that place is just sitting on it.
that's what the tips are for.
It's such a shitty thing. Like
They're paying off their fucking Square fees that they get for credit card swipes, probably.
Probably
That $1.50.
I wanted to support a local business. I love their food. It's just such a shitty thing. It made me feel dirty inside at me. And I didn't check the receipt until after I got home.
Self-violated.
Man, fuck you.
$1.50 Smithers is like, motherfucking, I'm gonna come in there and wring your neck like Homer Simpson does the bar. This is unacceptable.
The money is not even the issue. It's just like the audacity. The audacity that you can charge me $1.50 for coming to pick up my own fucking food.
It's a sneak in.
All right, I'm angry. Somebody else take this. Who's got a best man?
Dude, I just randomly clicked this news story. I had another news story. I put the video in the private chat. Some guy in some like team in England just set the world record for longest goal, which was like 105 yards, I think is what they said.
What was the goalie doing? Sleeping?
No, it was the goalie, but he had the goal. He kicked it from wherever, I don't know, somewhere in the box, and it just went right over the guy's head, set the Guinness Book of World Records. But there's this new news story. The Atlanta Journal just released this saying a teenager was arrested after authorities say that he managed to steal nearly $1 million from the grocery store where he worked. And I guess he's getting sued by the Kroger family They're saying Trey Brown, 19, was taken into custody after January 14th after scamming the Kroger on Steve Reynolds Boulevard for more than $980,000 over a 2-week period. Who is this guy? Is this fucking George Clooney from Ocean's 11? Jesus.
No. I need way more details on that. How do you steal $1 million in 2 weeks?
According to police, Brown created more than 40 returns for non-existent items from December to January. Those returns, which ranged from prices from $75 to more than $87,000. What the fuck costs $87,000?
No.
How do you
Like a tire rotation at like a super Kroger?
a tire rotation, dude? An entire car it's like not $87,000, dude. What kind of tire rotos are you getting, dog? You're getting ripped.
I meant a fucking Maserati with the tire rotation. That's what I meant.
Okay. Okay.
Who's accepting a return of that much money? That's not.
Yep, here's the slip, dude. There's no way the night manager's like, yeah, that checks out. Who returned this $87,000 gallon of milk? Obviously. What the fuck? It was a grocery store, wasn't it?
A Kroger? You ever been?
Okay,
Kroger?
sorry. I needed to read.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. Listen.
I thought he said grocery store.
This makes sense. I needed to read the whole thing. He was ringing up returns to his own like fraudulent credit cards. So he was just he was just doing different amounts, but I guess he made a return for $87,000, which is like probably the worst move you can make if you're committing fraud like this. But yeah, he was basically taking fraudulent credit cards to work and putting returns on them. Jesus, $1 million. Wow.
You don't want me to play this video?
No, you can play it.
Okay.
Turn the sound off. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We've been arguing with you for the past 20 minutes.
I don't know why you can't hear
No,
you.
sorry. You were lagging like real bad for a minute.
All right, what am I watching here?
Oh, this is the soccer video.
Should have a ball?
He just brutally skipped the whole thing. I guess the whole thing really.
There you go.
No, let me start it over. Here we go. He's going to kick it. Really hard.
Cheltenham Town.
Okay.
So it's really all about this goalie that on the other end, worst vertical leap of all time.
Monster kick. Jeez.
Ooh, yeah, what a bad angle that guy.
It's kind of unreal, though.
That guy does that in practice every single day and tries to hit that every single time. There's guaranteed.
Trying to get the still of this guy just like brutally missing.
I'm not gonna lie, that goalie, absolute boot of a leg, dude. Leg rocket. Get him in the NFL.
Dude, every goalie in the Premier League can do that, though. They can kick the ball like 150 fucking yards.
How much do goalies make in the Premier League?
I couldn't tell you, but I assume that since it's Premier League, they make millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Premier League is insane for what they pay their players.
Okay.
I digress. Brick, who is your best man alive?
Well, I had a part of stealing. Did you see that video of just a regular guy who robbed a Brinks truck and just smooth sailed it, just grabbed a bag? Apparently, he just grabbed a bag out of a Brinks truck. It was, for some reason, the driver was holding a bag of money, and he just like swiped it out of his hand and walked away and ran away, and there were no repercussions, no way to identify him. There's just a video of him just like sneaking off with a bag of $200,000, just the easiest, whatever every human's dream is, to just, oh, there's a Brinks truck, I'm going to go rob it and be a millionaire all of a sudden, or $200,000 richer.
Yeah, I was going to say $150,000 is not quite $1 million, but I kind of want to live in a world where that's okay if you get away with it.
They're like, damn, that was too smooth. I'm not even chase
good
you.
move.
Props to you, guy. You got away with
He
it.
got me there.
Yeah.
$200,000 to the swindler over there. Well done.
I mean, I would probably get robbed blind, so I don't want to live on that planet, but you know what I mean. Like, part of you has to be rooting for that guy to get away with it.
Yes. No, I think most people were. Even the driver was like, damn, that was a good swipe, man. You did a rip and strip, and all of a sudden you are running the other way. I can't even blame you.
Too.
I can't run and chase you because I have all these other thousands of dollars that I need to take care of. And if I lost everything, then I'm really fucked.
Comics Misexplained says it was DB Cooper. which is the second DB
Guy.
Cooper recently. The second DB Cooper mention we've had recently. I'm a big fan of that story. I got to watch that documentary you guys were talking about.
I also have to watch that documentary because that's amazing.
By the way, Mark, I started watching that Night Stalker documentary. Way too dark for me. I can't do it. It's too much.
Mark's
Really?
Mark's
Yeah.
a sicko.
Pretty
Mark
dark.
loves it.
You know what really turned me off is the cop who eventually caught him was just like so proud of himself, and he was just gross. I don't know.
Should he be proud? Didn't he catch some sort of Night Stalker psycho?
It's not. Like,
Yeah, I would be pretty proud too.
I won't be able to put it into words, but the way that he was just like, yeah, I knew it was him, and I caught him.
He did. He caught him.
He really did. If you watch the doc,
He was an up and coming young buck in the police force.
He was the right place, right time, dude.
My favorite cop, though, is still that guy from the McDonald's documentary, that FBI agent who was just so happy-go-lucky, actually kind of funny, had a personality.
Wearing shirts that were 8 sizes too big for him.
Hell yeah. Best cop of all time. All right, before we go on, movies where the earth is in danger.
Oh, Jesus.
Movies where the earth...
The day the earth stood still.
Greenland.
Armageddon.
Come on, Mark.
1000 BC.
What?
That's a movie.
It is a movie.
10,000 BC is the movie.
1,000 BC.
Your turn.
Men in Black.
Nice.
All right. Avengers. Any of them.
You can't do sequels.
You can't-
so. You can't do sequels. Of course.
All right. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Nope. Doesn't. I don't
Saving
have
Private Ryan.
D-Day. Yeah, I'll allow that one.
Movie, I win.
Dude. Are we still going? All right.
Yeah, we have 20 seconds. Smithers'
Damn.
favorite movie. Back.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Mars Attacks.
There it is. 10 seconds, Mark. 10 seconds, Mark.
Mission Impossible. Any of them.
E.T.
Mission Impossible.
What'd you say?
E.T.
E.T. 3, 2, 1.
The world is not enough.
Technically, that counts. Mark gets on the board. That counts. Yeah. The world is not enough.
So at best, that was a tie. I went first.
You went first. That's the way the cookie crumbles, my dude. Mark with the W on this one.
Get fucked. This is ridiculous.
Well, there's a specific timer for a reason. That's why. It's whoever it lands on.
Whatever. Moving on.
The world is not enough.
That was a stretch too. I gave you that one, Mark.
Another day.
Is that what it's? Wait, what's the movie called?
I'm just thinking of James Bond movies.
You said 1000 BC, and I'm so angry.
What? Well, it got past the vice guard, which is me, of this blockbuster movie.
Yeah, maybe that's the first fucking problem.
Sweet barrel wine, 1000 BC. The day the world ended, 1000 BC.
As we all take a drink. So, you heard the sound drop. It's time for our review. And
Who farted?
Your mom. So, I feel like we need a disclaimer because I will say the movie we're reviewing this week is One Night in Miami. And I think it's a brilliant movie. I'm not going to ask you guys your opinion yet. I promise we'll get to that. But I think the biggest point that I wanted to make by reviewing this movie is to make it more apparent that people should watch this. I want to get the word out on this in case you haven't seen it. I recognize that we are 3 white dudes talking about a movie where it's the 1960s and some of the biggest names in Black history are the focus of this film. So I feel as though we just need to address the fact that we're watching this movie and
As
we
super
may
white
not be the
dudes.
most well equipped to discuss it, like as far as discrimination and things like that. Is that fair?
I guess, yeah, obviously it's fair. We're
What are you talking
white
about?
people. Yeah.
All that said,
Yeah, we're white as hell, dude.
I loved this movie. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
It was awesome.
All right, so let's get some of this stuff out of the way.
That's not your white guilt talking, is that, Ryan?
Yeah, dude. Gotta check yourself.
Overcompensating much? Good Lord.
Are you telling me you didn't feel at all a little bit like, ooh, should we be talking about this?
No, it was spectacular. I loved it. So
It was brilliant.
I'm red at this point because I'm drunk, I think. High
Dude,
blood
you
pressure.
are like red as a turnip.
I thought it was the camera one. I think it's just high blood pressure at this
I
point.
think it's you. I think it's definitely you.
Too much
First of all,
sodium.
Anyway,
so one red person, 2 white people. We got it.
currently at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, 83% from fans. What I didn't know until the very end and when the credits rolled was that this was directed by Regina King, who I have been lauding the praises of for months, ever since, I guess,
Watchmen.
And it wasn't just
Even before then.
Yeah, she's been great in everything, and this is something that she got a chance to direct. Another thing I didn't know is that this was a stage play before it was made into a movie. Debuted in 2013, which is very cool. I'm glad that they took this and ran with it. Something I had a little bit of conflict with, though, is that I feel as though it was promoted as this is a retelling of a historic event, and that's not the case. So,
I was going to ask that. Is this based on a true story? Was this from like an autobiography or anything?
It's a what if. So a lot of this is based in fact. The Cassius Clay Sonny Liston fight happened on this night in Miami in 1964. Everything beyond that is kind of just like an imagination of these historical figures meeting and everything that happens thereon is kind of just, what if. So I'm going to throw that out there, and I'm going to say from there, I think that this is one of the all-around best acted films I've seen in years. I think all of the performances were brilliant, and it's not something that I typically notice. Like if one person is a standout in a movie, I will point to that and be like, this person did an excellent job. But in this case, I feel like everybody involved was fucking stellar.
They fed off each other extremely well. And there was times where I was like, okay, Jim Brown, he's my favorite. He's acting out of his mind and he loves his character. Suddenly I'm Sam Cooke and I'm like, oh damn, Sam Cooke is taken away. Suddenly it's Malcolm X and I'm like, oh damn, Malcolm X is shredding on the screen right now. And then all of a sudden I'm hooked into this movie, and I was trying to do other stuff, but I could not. I was locked into this movie. It was like the acting just straight up sucked you in, and the story itself and everything, the stakes around it, you kind of, as a general sense of history, you kind of knew the going ons that was kind of happening. And it was cool. They did a lot of plugs to all 4 of these characters, the name changing from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown going into acting, Sam Cooke they mixed it all extremely well, and the acting was just out of this world.
So I feel like I should back up a little bit because we didn't really do a premise for this. So we're in 1964. It's the night that Muhammad Ali, or I'm sorry, Cassius Clay at this point, fights Sonny Liston for the first time. Malcolm X is there to watch. We've got Sam Cooke, who is a renowned singer. And we've also got Jim Brown, who is one of the best running backs to ever grace the NFL. And what's happening here is that they all happen to be in Miami at this one point in time in February of 1964. We are to presume that they're all friends ahead of this, and they all just kind of meet up after Muhammad Ali's fight, and they just hang out, and they're presuming it's going to be a party, but maybe Malcolm X has like different plans. Fair? Did I miss anything?
Perfect. Line loaded.
All right, Mark, what do you think about the overall presentation of this film?
I actually was like, I noticed the cinematography. There were some shots that I thought were, I think are going to be pretty iconic when it comes to these sort of films, and how they touch on discrimination and things like that. There was one scene in particular that really caught my attention, is when they all got out of the car to go into the hotel together, and it had what kind of doors are those called?
Suicide doors.
The suicide doors open up.
I'm going to call bullshit on that, because the Lincoln Continental didn't have suicide doors until the late 60s, and this was shot in the early 60s.
Car guy.
It was an overhead shot, though. I thought it was really cool how they had the suicide doors open up, and they all four of them got out to go into the hotel and hang out with each other.
Imagine those fucking gods of industry.
Yeah.
You know, like, it just Muhammad Ali. Just imagine Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown in the same place at once. Fucking insane.
And Malcolm X and Sam Cooke. So now the fact that I learned that this didn't actually happen kind of makes me want them to have like knocked out the guy that he fought. Who did he fight? Who did Muhammad? Sonny Liston. I wish they would have like had him knock out rather than just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna give up now. It's like they could have done a little more with some of the action scenes that they could have done, incorporated with some Jim Brown football highlights or something along those lines, just to get a better grasp of their history rather than just showing it. I don't know. Now that it was fake, now that it was not real, they could have. I think they could have.
But it wasn't. That's the thing. Yeah, the whole them all being together for one night in Miami. I mean, it's true. They were, well, I think they were all in Miami. They just didn't go into a hotel room and have this discussion together.
We don't know. We don't know what happened. Right. But, like they could have all met up and done this, but we don't know.
But a lot of what we saw in the movie was true. I mean, Malcolm X, I'm pretty positive, was one of Muhammad Ali's mentors and one of the reasons why he converted to Islam. So there's a lot of things that did happen in this movie that were 100% true.
So I should also say this is based on a stage play that was originally released in 2013. It was a one-act play that basically did this beat for beat. And it was just kind of setting up this kind of scenario where these guys have to discuss, where do we go next?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I've already harped on the acting and how good it was. We got to give some credit to these actors, though. So Kingsley Ben-Adir was Malcolm X. Eli Goree was Cassius Clay, who I really waffled between who was the best actor in this movie, because
the whole time
Eli as Muhammad Ali, like his affectation in his speech and the way that he was so righteously arrogant.
Yeah.
Like, that is so on brand for Muhammad Ali. It was so well done.
He's the greatest.
But I think at the very end, I have to say that Aldous Hodge as Jim Brown. So last time we saw him, he was in The Invisible Man. He was the cop, I guess, brother-in-law. And I didn't even recognize him in this role because he was so stone-faced and just like, his performance was so strong without really saying much.
He was a badass who, the way you want Jim Brown to be portrayed is just like a man of few words who can just beat the fuck out of you if you actually wanted to. You know,
I feel
like powerful, and you felt that power.
I feel like the other movies he was in, he's always in just like a wife beater. Like he's a fucking huge ass dude. Like Straight Outta Compton, or I'm pretty sure in The Invisible Man, there was a scene where they were in the kitchen and he just was like shirtless, just like monster.
But at one point he goes, you don't want to fuck with me. And I was just like, God damn, you're absolutely right. And the guy he was talking to was Lance Reddick, who is the concierge in the John Wick movies.
Right.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
And I have to stop real quick. Lance Reddick, I'm watching The Wire right now in season 1, 2 shout outs. I mean, obviously Lance Reddick is in there as the detective. And then you also have Lawrence Gillard Jr., who plays D'Angelo in season 1. And they were both in this movie, which I thought was kind of funny.
Jim Brown. He killed it. But
we haven't even talked about Sam Cooke. In
yeah.
This movie, played by Leslie Odom Jr., who has a voice that is just fucking insane. I mean, Britt and I talked about this before we started here. He plays Aaron Burr in Hamilton. Sorry, I totally just blanked. I might be a little drunk. I'm not sure.
I think we all are.
He's put out 4 albums of songs, and I mean, this guy is fucking brilliant as a singer. And his scene at the end where he's on Johnny Carson and he debuts this song that is not just about so a lot of the theme in this movie is Malcolm X is accusing him of making songs that are just about love as opposed to like the struggle of the black man in the 1960s. And Sam Cooke debuts this song at the very end, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He does it on Johnny Carson, like the Tonight Show, and it's, I mean, I was almost in tears. Like it's a beautiful moment, the way that it's done and the way that it's portrayed in this movie.
How it gets to that moment really brings everything home, obviously, because Malcolm X sees the power that Sam Cooke has comparatively to also how much power, you know, Jim Brown and Cassius Clay, they have at this moment. And he's just like, the biggest voice we can have is Sam Cooke. Like he knows how to orchestrate a crowd or get the people to listen is what more like he's kind of getting at, and how they get to that point and the arguments and how everything kind of clashes. The 4 of them in that room was just lightning in a bottle. It was incredible.
It really was. It was such a strong presence from all of them. You know, they do the rooftop scene and they're loving each other at the same time that they're arguing. And it's just, I can't say enough about the way that the acting was portrayed in this movie. I think that this is a movie that's, when the Oscar season comes around, this is going to clean up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, no question about it. Comics Misexplained has a good question for us. What fictional meetups would you guys make if you could?
Dude, I just think I would want a hodgepodge of people like Bob Marley, Gandhi, John Lennon, especially like music from a musical perspective. Well, Gandhi, obviously, but like having a Kurt Cobain.
Gandhi, obviously.
Gandhi's fucking debut album was such fire.
Throwing Gandhi into anything, though, would just be like sick. Yeah. What do you got to say, Gandhi? Just be like,
hey, Gandhi, lay a beat down.
Do you have some bread? I'm very hungry.
Boy, I'd have to think about that. Shit, at the same time, I mean, Napoleon and Genghis Khan were probably conquering lands at about the same time.
Just a bunch of
Genghis Khan wouldn't sit in a room with anyone like 10 seconds before killing them. He'd be like, "No, you die right
That's
now."
Not true. Genghis Khan was actually very understanding. He when he was spreading the Mongol rule across the steppe, which is what they called Asia at that point, the steppe before you got to the plateau. He would conquer. Yes, I am. He would conquer villages, and he would allow them to follow their own religions and their own beliefs as long as they pledged allegiance to the Mongols.
Didn't he like
what a
rape
fair
all these villages though?
Oh yes, absolutely. He was definitely a murderer and a rapist. I'm not saying he was a good dude.
Could it just been because he was just like tired the next day of just being a rapist and like, all right, I'm done dealing with these people. Go do whatever you want. Just follow me.
Could be, but if you're in a room with 100 people, which you shouldn't be right now because there's a global pandemic going on.
Cool.
But if you're in a room with 100 people, one of them is directly related to Genghis Khan.
Hey, Comics Misexplained, thanks for bringing this up because of course we're gonna go super dark with it.
I wasn't dark. I'm just spitting facts.
No, you were like, hey, can I get some of the biggest warmongers in history, Napoleon, who has short man syndrome, and the Mongols who conquered almost the world. And then let's throw in Alexander the Great because he had a great personality.
Yeah, maybe
You
Ted Bundy
want
too.
me to
Just
say
throw him in there.
Tupac and Biggie? I want to get them in the same room.
Yeah, maybe they can hash it out, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
One night in Miami, one night in the Bronx, one night in the West Coast. But
What
we
else-
should make that a dumb question. We should make that a dumb question moving forward, by the way.
Great. What else do you guys have to say about this movie before we move on and wrap this up?
I think everyone should watch this movie. I think it's obviously relatable to this day. The dialogue that was happening throughout the whole film, and has a good message. Has some phenomenal acting that is going to get. I would be completely surprised if there weren't Oscars that went on board to this movie.
Mesmerizing. It has to be like, are those all 4 leading actors? Are they all supporting it? Like what? I feel like they were all leading actors. There was 4 lead actors in that movie.
I feel as though there were. I feel as though
2.
Malcolm X was like one of the 2, and Muhammad Ali is probably
I was gonna say Sam Cooke.
really, because I feel like he disappears for a
Because of
good
how he
section of this in like the second act.
In the second act is where I thought he kind of flourished and came into play.
I mean, he storms out at okay. I mean, this is up for debate, obviously. They're all the protagonists, so
Maybe Jim Brown. It would be Jim Brown, probably the one known supporting actor, right?
probably he has very few lines.
But he makes an impact. Just a presence. It's a presence for Jim Brown.
I want to see him in more shit. He's so good.
I
also
Jim
wanna-
Brown's acting career. I didn't
Alden
know he
Todd-
was. I didn't know. No, not actual Jim Brown. I didn't know he was in so much stuff,
Mhm.
including he has like a Jim Brown. He's like noted in this from at least Google standpoint.
All right, so let's wrap this up. I think that we all agree this is a movie that you absolutely need to watch. It's going to be, when they eventually release the Oscar nominations, this is going to be up for a lot of awards.
I also think it has one of the better endings of a movie that I've seen in a long time. Like that ending with Sam Cooke singing that song, and just how they wrapped it up with Malcolm X just kind of looking off into the. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it completely, but yeah, it's a really good ending. And there wasn't a lot of music. I mean, there was a few songs, I guess, from Sam Cooke, but the majority of it was just, dialogue inside this motel room or hotel room or whatever.
If I had to make one complaint against this movie, it's that there wasn't enough music, and they could have fit more Sam Cooke songs into this, or even just like songs of the time. Like part of doing a period piece like this is I feel as though the music of time pulls you into that era. And Brick, I feel as though you're going to agree with me on this. I would have loved more background music.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree completely with that.
That said, I still think this is a fucking excellent film.
Yeah,
I can't recommend it enough.
we're all so definite like see it's obviously for all 3 of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's
All right, so let's move on.
Is there something that we do with when all 3 of us do the see it? We're gonna change like the color of it to gold or something because we're the best. I don't know. I'm drunk. I'm drunk too. Whoa.
Drunk. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Vile, you've gotten our names wrong for the past couple of years. I was like, wait, Brick has lightning on his walls? What? He probably thinks you're Brick Smithers.
Maybe.
We love you still, though.
I don't know. Nobody knows. All right, let's move on to recommendations of the week. Mark, what do you got?
Man, I don't got shit. I haven't been doing anything this week. Go ahead.
Why
Brick.
did I even ask? I started watching this Netflix show called Spycraft. I don't know if you guys saw this. It probably popped up like when you first open something. It's like always a Netflix ad for whatever they just released. This is actually pretty interesting. It's basically I'm only one episode in, but it's how in the 60s and 70s
Purpose.
how the US and Russia essentially just went back and forth spying on each other. And it's not necessarily about the methods as much as about the technology. So I found that really interesting, and I want to keep watching this. The other thing that I've been watching is Disenchantment. I finished the 3rd season, and I fucking love this show. and I know that I'm like a stan for Matt Groening. But I will watch anything that he does. I don't fucking care.
Cool. I would say my recommendation is going to be Hitman 3. That shit is amazing. It's a lot of fun. There's did you download it or did you not download it yet?
No, I have not yet. I'm going to.
He's going to. It is one of the most underrated games, I feel. Not many people play it, but it is such a well-designed, unique game that it's like a giant puzzle game, but then you murder people. Seems like a mark game, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
There's too much patience involved. But no, you're
espionage. That's all you got to say.
As a Metal Gear guy, I feel like you would really like
Done.
Hitman 3.
Yeah, and I do like it. I watched you playing it. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do a Twitch stream.
Anything while he was watching you play it.
Yeah, you were logged in, but you were muted, and I couldn't hear you at all. And then you were in the chat for like an hour, or actually 5 hours.
I can't figure out the Discord streaming stuff. I just like end up being in the chat for the whole day somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a lunatic. Moose Villagers on the beers now. Nice. That and then
too much for me.
I couldn't get into the Disenchantment the 3rd season. I don't know what it was.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
I think this is the first season was the best. The 3rd season was the second best, and then the 2nd season was just okay.
Maybe I just forgot what happened in the end of the 2nd season, and then because I was watching it and I was like, it doesn't really need to make too much sense because it's really about the general story.
I mean, it has a very loose plot.
Exactly, but I don't know. It just didn't catch my attention like it did the last 2 times.
Fair enough. Mark, did you come up with anything, or are you just done?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's been talking about this, but I'm watching Queen's Gambit, and it is that good. Like, I was skeptical, but now I could see why everyone likes it. It is a good show.
Okay, wild card round. Movies with a chase scene. Last one. This is to tie it, to end it all.
The Italian Job.
21 Jump Street.
Fast and Furious.
That counts.
Born Identity.
Yep.
Any James Bond movie ever.
Okay.
Oh,
yep.
wow. That's a flag. Throw the flag. The other guys.
No sequels.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Chasing.
Yeah, baby.
Gemini Man.
Step Brothers. He chases them through the house after he puts his balls on his drum set. Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he double dipping in it. 30 seconds.
Wait, 30? I thought we only had 30 seconds.
No, it's a minute.
Going in 60 seconds.
Fuck.
Yeah, baby.
Hold on. Ocean's 11.
Austin Powers.
Thank you. 15.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The Joker chasing.
Avengers.
Avengers.
What chasing?
What chase scene?
The Captain America is chasing Bucky Barnes all the time.
Okay. Yeah. 5 seconds.
Shawshank Redemption. They're chasing him because he leaves the prison. They're all chasing after him. The prisoner guards.
Oh, well. Thanks for not shutting up so I can give another one.
I would go to the ask the audience on that one. The fucking Shawshank Redemption. They're chasing him out of or into the prison. Is that a thing?
No, he left at the end. He goes through all the fucking sewage, but they realize he's gone. So all the prisoners start chasing after him. Like they know where he's going to end up. So they start running out to him.
So someone in the chat, comics. Let me hear it. I'm going to allow you to judge this one. He put ref in there. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's going to be allowing that one. Comics, we need an answer. I
don't think that's how that went down.
What's the red flag meaning? That's for Smithers.
I need to declare a winner. Somebody declare a winner in the chat, and we will.
What scene in Avengers were you thinking of chasing?
Denied. You got denied.
The scene where Cap is chasing Bucky Barnes. They jump down. There's an overpass.
Fuck
and,
you, dude.
You
can't give that to Smithers.
I feel like there's a chase scene where Captain America's on his motorcycle sometime. I feel like I've seen that.
There's
Denied Smithers. Is that what you're saying? Denied Smithers. Okay, Comics Mix explain. That's me then.
Smithers wins.
Yeah, denied Smithers wins. Smithers takes home the crown. And on that note, we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Let's wrap this shit up before it gets really off the rails. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 230 of the Chumpcast. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. My Reddit is pinging me right now. You can find us Tuesday nights on our Twitch channel. We are in the midst of our Dungeons and Dragons Descent into Avernus campaign right now. Mark hasn't died yet, but Will dies probably every other week.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. Tune in and check us out Tuesdays at about 7:30 p.m. Central. And Mark, you got anything to plug? Trivia. We got to plug trivia. We did trivia last night, which was Chick Flick trivia. And I honestly, I thought we pulled together pretty well, considering that we are not experts in that field.
Mm-hmm.
Says you.
But
the Princess Switch. Let's get out of here.
Fair enough. Let's end this. Until next time.
Chumps out, motherfucker.
Chabela.